Hello everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. I'm your host, English social tutor from NICALINGUE, and my name is Nestor. Today is Saturday, December 19, 2020, and guess what? Today is another day to improve and develop your speaking skills. So, if this is going to be your first time watching and listening to Radio NICALINGUE podcast, let me explain you actually how it works. What we do is that we are going to be asking you some questions, right, about a topic, and the idea is that you can have this space for you to improve, for you to develop your speaking skills. In today's episode is number 10th, and we are going to be talking about accommodation. And the question that I have for you is the following. The question says, if you were offered, pay attention to this, if you were offered a free trip, right? Anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? So we are starting, everybody. We're starting right now. Alrighty, everybody. So as you may know already, this episode 10, it's brought to you thanks to the sponsorship of Radio NICALINGUE podcast. And remember that if you like this kind of show talk, the only thing that you need to do is to subscribe into our channel NICALINGUE and participate. If you want to participate, you can go ahead and also do so, right? So let me go ahead and tell you that because this is going to be brought to you by the IELTS speaking criteria, the iSpeak program, where we teach you about how to improve your vocabulary, how to improve your pronunciation, how to improve your fluency and coherence, so you can have better job opportunities, right? Remember that you can subscribe in the buttons down there. We have NICALINGUE, thumb up, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss anything. So let's go ahead and see right here, who do we have? We're still waiting for some people to jump in today's questions, right? Remember that today's question, it's about accommodation, right? And there are like 2 or 3 questions I would like to ask. And one of the question is, if you were offered a free trip anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? We have our first, we have a person that had just jumped in today's episode. We have Radio Parlake, right? I think it's Parlake. Parleske, Radio Parleske, I think is the name. Radio Parleske, thank you very much for joining. Parlesk. Okay, thank you very much for joining us, and I would appreciate that if you would like to talk about just jump in, right? The mic, it's open. I have a couple of questions to ask you, right? The main idea is to have a place, one moment or a couple of time in order for us to have an opportunity where to speak English, right? That's the main idea. Based on the IELTS speaking criteria, the idea is that you can develop your fluency, you can develop your vocabulary pronunciation, as well as your coherence. So you are more than welcome to participate. So who else do we have over here? Let's see. Oh, he's calling in. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Hi. How's it going?
Good. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just on my way home.
Great. That sounds fantastic. So, this is the main idea. The main idea is to have a place where you can practice some English, right? To meet new people as well at the same time. And I would appreciate that you can tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a truck driver. I downloaded Podbean about a month ago, and I've been meeting a lot of the people that host shows here, and found it to be actually a pretty welcoming community. And so I've decided to start my own podcast. And today, right now, as I'm waiting on my way home, I thought I'd just check around and see who else I could meet. And so that's why I'm here.
That sounds amazing. That sounds terrific. And so, what is your podcast about?
Well, it's going to be a somewhat of a variety of things. It's about laughing and having fun first and foremost, but so bits, improv, produced pieces. My first show is going to be on December 22nd, and it's a show where Santa Claus himself will host, and he's going to explain what the future of the Santa Claus business is going to be and what his plans for the future are. It's going
Okay,
to be
that
a bit
sounds
of a
that
comedy
sounds
show.
quite that sounds quite interesting. But you're gonna be Santa Claus in your
Yeah,
performance.
I'm going to
You're
play
gonna
Santa
be
Claus.
acting
Yeah.
like. Okay, so is this like a kind of a stand show where you are making people laugh about it's about comedy
Yeah.
pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, the format will be like an Ask Me Anything, so
Mm-hmm.
people will be able to interact. But I'll be improving, and I have a few ideas and a narrative that I'm going to go with. Um, but I'm just going to play around and try to make people laugh. That's the idea.
That sounds great. And may I ask you where are you calling us from today?
I'm in Ontario, Canada.
In Canada. How's the weather so far over there?
Well, I've been driving. I drive truck, and we've been driving across Canada, and we had some pretty rough weather last night. I drove through it, um, and we're expected to get a lot of snow out here in this area.
I can only imagine how difficult it could be driving in the in such a great amount of snow. I have an uncle living in Canada. He lives in Alberta, and I have to say that whenever he sends me pictures or some videos from that beautiful part of the world, I would have to admit that that's amazing. It's incredible how you actually see the sun, but it's not actually burning at all. And it's kind of crazy, right? It's kind of crazy. It's quite interesting. I've never been to Canada before in my life, but hopefully expecting someday after this situation around the world is going through, I perhaps gonna be visiting my uncle over there. Alrighty, so since we're talking about Canada, let me go ahead and ask you one question that we have right there. And do you think tourism, right? Do you think tourism in Canada or in your country will continue to grow in the future?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think we may be in a little bit of a new landscape because of the reality that's been presented us, where we have a superpower like the United States that um, maybe with some new leadership, but the the political atmosphere in the United States, and this might be too far of a reach here, but um, I'm not sure that
That's
in
okay.
the
That's
West,
okay.
where I
That's the
like I'm
idea.
in,
The idea is to develop. The idea is to develop ideas. The
right.
idea is to develop your point of view. In fact, in my personal opinion, everybody has the right to think the way they think because of a reason. And if you can convince or persuade somebody about something, that will be great. But if you cannot, that will be great too, right? That's the main thing. But I'm sorry for uh, cutting you out, but you can continue. Sorry.
No, no worries. I was a bunch of thoughts came to my head at the same time. I was trying to put them together. For me, for Canada, definitely. We have a lot of standing throughout the world as being very welcoming and friendly, and I think our system will be able to. I think more more be better able to provide people confidence in safety. Let's say just in the near term. Once things start to return to normal, maybe in the next year or so, I think tourism will experience a boom because people are going to be have all there's going to be a lot of pent up demand. So I think all areas of recreation, travel, I think in the next 2 or 3 years are going to experience resurgence. I don't think there's going to be much of a dampening down of tourism. I think it'll be the opposite. I think it'll explode.
Right now, what is the current situation in Canada? Are people
Well,
visiting or? Mhm.
well, our borders are closed to the United States. I'm not entirely sure of what I believe we are accepting flights from certain countries that
Mhm.
have their situation under control.
Mhm.
Um, but as far I do, and I'm on the road every week, and I do see a lot of different vehicles with uh, plates from different regions of Canada, and I see that people are traveling. Obviously, over the summer it was very quiet on the roads. I am sure next summer is going to be busy. I think people are going to be pretty excited to get out and do stuff again.
All right. Okay. Sounds great. And well, the second question I have for you is the following: what do you think are some of the positive effects of tourism?
Oh well, for everyone involved, on the tourist. I mean, obviously the the mind expansion, the experiencing of other cultures, of stepping out of your comfort zone, maybe of uh, all of the things that go with exploring new things, and then obviously the economic advantages are great for the places that are visited. Um, I actually live in a place that depends on tourism. It's about 2.5 hours north of Toronto, and it's there's lots of lakes up there, and its main uh, economic driver is the tourism business.
All right. So, I truly believe that in the future, because right now countries are closed, or they are, yeah, they have their boarding the borders closed. I think in the future they will have the opportunity to expand their businesses, and especially for small medium enterprises who are involved in this kind of tourism area, because they need to bring something more interesting for their tourists, right? Since everything is closed, so when this reopens, they need to start being creative to call people's attention so they can go ahead and visit their countries or their places. Right. This is something that's something that is going to happen in the future, and it's going to be really interesting how people they will have different kind of destination where to go to. Now, the
I,
third question. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I just want to say on that. I think one thing that we'll see is a more focus on group travel. So there'll be
Do you think so?
packages and things where people will be encouraged. Yeah, because right now, because the virus, like I'm saying in the near term,
Mm-hmm,
especially
mm-hmm.
because of safety, people are going to want to be able to hang out with large groups of people, but know that everybody is safe, and we know everybody, and kind of a more insular thing,
Uh-huh.
destination travel, and
That's
I
quite
think that might
interesting.
be a feature.
That's what. Yeah, yeah. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm glad that you bring this to the table, because definitely people perhaps that are just listening and watching to this, and they if they are in the industry of tourism, they will be like selling, if you want to come here, just your family come and have access to our facilities, or just you and your family can have access to our buildings. So it's gonna be like you said, like packages, but like for specific purposes, right? And I think
Yeah.
that this is one of the ways that they can sell themselves in a better way. That's
And then
great.
obviously the those that can demonstrate uh, safety, and those that can really make that their brand, I think will across all industries are going to be are going to be in high demand in the near future as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Alrighty, so I do have more questions, right? And the third question I have for you is, why do you think people prefer to travel abroad rather than in their own country?
Uh, I don't know. For us in the West, I think it's because of the West's uh, hegemony. It's everything is the same here. Everywhere you go, you can go to the same restaurants, visit the same stores, and essentially see the same people. The culture doesn't vary as much as even Canada is a melting pot, and there's great places to visit and great many things to see. In terms of culture and experiences, the world just has so much to offer. So getting outside of your normal, but then again, people they'll travel 5,000 miles to sit at a hotel pool. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not
Mm-hmm,
really sure.
mm-hmm.
I don't travel enough, so I couldn't really say.
But you are a driver, so at the end, you do travel a lot.
Yes, I do. I travel back and forth across Canada every week.
Do you travel? Do you also travel to United States? Like
I have.
your.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because my uncle, as a matter of fact, I don't know why. I think this is just part of the destiny in the world. Last couple of 2 months ago, he was telling me, "Hey, Nestor, why you don't come to United States? Well, I mean, sorry, why you don't come to Canada once everything is done? Because there are really job opportunities out there or over here, like for example, bee farms, or for example, you can become a driver, or you can also work in the construction field." And I was thinking about that, especially from the country where I am right now, because it's having economic situation. But I don't know just yet, right? But he was telling me that sometimes, from time to time, he needs to drive from Canada to California. And then I went to the map and I say, "Oh my Lord, this is such a large distance." And then he was explaining me that you don't need to travel for such a let me see something. Somebody else is calling in. 1 second. Hi, how's it going? Bounty 123. I'm sorry, Bounty 143. How do you go? How's it going, man? How are you today?
Fine. Just I am reading one book.
You are just finishing one book. You are reading one book. Okay, all right, that sounds great.
No. Yeah.
Right now we're talking about accommodation, right? Mahmoud also
Okay.
is calling. We're talking accommodation, and we have a new friend. He's from Canada, right? We have a new friend. He's from Canada. His name is Parlesk. He also runs a radio program. It's about comedy, and perhaps he can tell us a joke or a funny story. Perhaps, I don't know
why not?
if he likes, right? If he would like to share that would be great.
Here for only for this. Yes, I like it.
You put me on the spot.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, man. But if you don't feel like doing it, that's okay. I mean, no problem.
Tell you what, I'll make you laugh before I leave.
Okay, all right.
Where are you from? Sorry,
I'm from.
I want to guess.
All right, you just did it.
Wait, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Uh-huh.
Don't tell me. Okay. For some reason I'm thinking Madrid.
Spain? No, I'm not from Spain. I'm not in. No, Spain here. No.
Okay.
You wanna take a second chance?
A second guess. Okay. What is your favorite food?
Meat.
You like meat?
Beef. Yes.
Beef.
Yeah, I love it.
So, are you on the African continent?
The where?
African continent.
No, man.
South America. South America then.
South
That would be South America. Right?
No. I'm not.
Okay, I have no idea then. I'm completely stumped.
No, but you were kind of close. We have north, center, and south. I'm in the center. I'm in Central America. Yeah. Right now I'm living in Nicaragua, Managua. So it's just part of the Central America. Yeah, very good. Alrighty, so perfect. So let me see something else over here. as I was stating earlier, right? So the question is, why do you think people prefer to travel abroad rather than in their countries? I have had the opportunity to talk to people from China, and these guys are really they enjoy traveling around the world, and in fact they work their they work 24/7 sometimes, so they can save some money, and towards the end of the year they can travel either to Canada or United States or any other country in Asia where they can have some good moment with their family, right? Alrighty, so let's see.
I want to add two things more. First thing, some
Yep.
people want to basically influence from social networks because
Mm-hmm.
many friends are going abroad. That's why they are also willing to go. And second, just update their DP because many friends have updated. That's why they got to go outside.
Yes. I believe that they definitely prefer doing that. And I have one more question, right? One more question. If you were offered a
Okay.
free trip, anywhere in the world, uh,
Hmm.
where would you go and why?
Switzerland.
Why?
Because I belongs to India and Indian a majority of movie, especially for the very fine location, they always went to Switzerland. So this is basically come in mind whenever I saw Bollywood movie. From that I inspired. Otherwise, don't have any choice.
Okay, that sounds good. What about you? Let's see. We have over here, uh, Parlesk.
To travel to Peru because they have ayahuasca ceremonies and ayahuasca retreats. I'd like to participate.
All right, that sounds great. We have more participants. We have, for example, Mammon as well. We have also Isaac is just in the ready as well. I would love to hear as well your answer. So, Mammon, if you were offered a free
Yes,
trip,
how are
okay,
you? It's a
I'm doing
long
just
time
for.
been I am talking with you.
Yeah, last Saturday I couldn't make it because I have some situations, but now we're back in form. Okay. So
Okay, okay.
I'm glad to hear from you, Mammon. It's my pleasure having you again. And so, we're talking about accommodation. Perhaps you have missed the other questions, but that's okay. I can go ahead and ask you the questions again so you can have the opportunity to express yourself. And
Okay.
I think that you were listening previously. We have Parlesk. He's from Canada, or he's actually living in Canada. And if you have questions about
Okay.
Canada, I think that you are more than welcome to ask, right? That would be great also to know a little bit about that beautiful country. But in the meantime, then, so let me ask you. So let me go ahead and start with the first question with you, right? So, do you think tourism, right, will continue to grow in the future?
I think so because today we are living in a technological advancement country, advancement world actually. And for instance, I'm not traveling to Switzerland or Canada or USA anymore, but I know about lots of things about these countries due to googling it or some other social media and some other internet as well. So I think from this point of view, people are actually love tourism and love to travel various countries because they know what places are very attractive over those countries, which was earlier not possible. But due to such kind of technological advancements in these days, tourism will be really more growth in present days.
What you're saying is right. It's something really interesting because, in fact, I just realized that there are some museums, there are some galleries that you can go ahead and type on the on Google browser, look for
Okay.
live museum, something like live museum tourism, something like that, and actually will
Yes.
guide you through different pictures in 3D that simulates like you're actually there, right? Like you are actually looking at the painting, looking at the history of the museum or whatever place, and that's something that I just came out because of this situation, right? Because of the pandemic. But something that you said that you don't need to travel to these countries anymore. So have you been to these countries before? United States or Canada?
Sorry, could you please repeat? I can't
So,
hear it properly.
yeah, have you visited or have you been to Canada before, or United States?
No, because I have visited, like you said, in pandemic situation, you have s- visited through many 3D picture and some paintings. I also do some research on that aspects as well, and I actually in USA I saw Niagara, and in Canada also some other places through my internet. That's why I previously I thought these places would be more attractive, but after seeing those things through my laptop in internet, I feel Switzerland or France would be best option for traveling for me actually.
I see. And what about you, Bunty? uh
Actually, what you
mhm.
have raised the point of basically digital revolution in tourism, because digital have already basically leave the door open to visit in the new normal situation. I visited in National Museum Delhi, where I have visited Taj Mahal through the 3D image processing, you can say, and apart from that, I visited one temples also, and after that, I watched one video at YouTube where one tourist guide, they basically showed the Egypt pyramid. So I completely inspired from that. Although whenever the situation become normal, within a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, tourism will be always be come in the picture, because most of the time when everybody is rushed with their works, and if they have a sufficient money, immediately they want to relax. In that situation, everybody will expend a little bit money to go somewhere and get relaxation or something, no new things from there. And apart from that, in the current situation, although the tourism industry is very difficult to survive those who work in tourism, but the way the in, this tourism industry is moving on, it is completely dependent upon the how they cope up with the digitals. Otherwise, it is very difficult to them.
I see. And what about in your country, Bounty? You mentioned that you are from India, right? So how's the situation over there when it comes to tourism?
Actually, across the India, there are so many places like north, south, east, west. Everywhere there is some one from ancient time. They are popular for if you want to visit in winter season. Suppose, so there are many options. If you in the summer season, they have many options. For the if you want to visit ancient place, there are many options. But in the current situation, the same thing happen here also. Nobody want to move there, and also there are many especially public transport like trains, rail, aeroplane, all have limited basically communication commute between one place to other place. Due to this, only few people are moved from one place to other place. So situation is same here also, whatever in your side.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bounty. Thank you so much. We have another participant. We have Blasky. Blasky just entered in the live studio. Blasky, just for you to know, this is a place where you can practice, you can speak, you can have This is a talk show. The main idea of the talk show is to have an opportunity to to have the opportunity to improve your speaking skills based on the IELTS speaking criteria. Alrighty, so the following question that I have for you is the following: what do you think are some of the positive effects on tourism? Who would like to take the mic and answer that question?
I think.
Act-
Hello, hello.
All right, so Isaac, is that you?
Yes. What's up?
Hello.
What's up, Mahmoud? How do you feel today?
All right.
How do you feel today, Mahmoud?
Momon, I think it's Momon.
okay, Isaac,
Mammon.
I'm feeling very well. How about you?
Yes, terrific, man. It's a pleasure to hear that. I think the tourism for a country has great benefit, like the money that the foreign people spend in that country to build much more hotels. For example, here in Nicaragua, we have a beach. The name of this beach is San Juan del Sur. The government is putting good is putting attraction in that beach, and then the attractions are attracted to the people of other country, and that people comes to and spend money, and they don't spend the native coin of here. They spend dollars. I know that the dollars are most expensive than the Nicaraguan coin.
Hello, hi.
Hi, hello, how's it going? How are you today? We have a lady.
Yeah.
Wow, finally we have a lady among us. Hi, thank you so much for
Thank you.
calling in. Right, thank you so much. I do really appreciate your time. I do really appreciate the fact that you are just calling in, right? And I would appreciate that you can introduce yourself. Where are you calling us from, and what's your first name?
Okay. My name is Meenu Korean. I am actually from India, but now I am studying in UK. Masters.
Oh,
Now I am doing a
interesting.
masters. Yeah.
Guys, this is the power of internet. Take a look at this. We have a person from Parsley. I need to learn this name Parsley. We have Parsley from Canada. We have people from India. We have people from Bangladesh. We have people from Central America, and now we have another participant from the UK. Right, the English mother tongue. That's great. That sounds terrific. So,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
It's totally
And could you
fascinating thing
please
for me.
and could you please tell me what you are discussing here?
We're talking about
I mean, what
accommodation.
topic?
Yeah, we're talking about
Accommodation?
accommodation. Yeah, we're talking about
It's very
accommodation.
expensive in UK.
Yeah, yes. I never been to UK, but I have friends, and they say that just a cup of coffee over there is super expensive, right? You cannot even
Yeah,
afford
very
that.
expensive.
Alrighty, so
I spend my half of the salary for that because I am going for part-time job here.
uh-huh.
So yeah, I spend almost my half of the salary for my accommodation as well as for my
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, I can imagine how difficult it could be sometimes just working
Yeah.
just for you to pay your accommodation. But I think that how would you rate your accommodation from 0 to 10? 10 being the best. Is it worth it though? Even though that you're working a lot in order just for you to pay just your accommodation, is
Yeah,
it worth it?
I already completed BSc nursing. Now I'm doing MSc nursing, so I am working as a caregiver in some hospices. Yeah. So I think I spent. I didn't get you once again.
All right. Sorry, what did you say? Can you repeat it again?
I am working as a caregiver in a
Yeah, yeah.
hospice.
Okay, yeah, I got that part, but the last part.
I didn't get your question. Did you?
Oh, okay, all
Please.
right. Okay,
Okay.
I got you now. Alrighty, so the following question, guys, I have, right? I love your voice. Yeah, Minu, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Thank you so much,
I'm gonna
Isaac.
be honest with you.
Is it
We
Isaac?
have
I think.
been, yeah, Isaac, yes,
Isaac, yeah.
we have been running this talk chat for at least a couple of months already, and this is the first time actually a lady calls in. We have had
Okay.
ladies jumping in the chat, asking, commenting, but not like a female voice, and I think that I have to share the same. Come on, man, Isaac, not do that, dude. No, man, you don't ask that just immediately. Anyway,
Yes,
so
that's right. That's right. Exactly.
so this is the first
You
time that
can
a lady
ask
calls
anything
in.
from girls slowly. Don't ask very hurry. They won't. They
Yeah,
won't.
there you go. There you go. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Alrighty,
Yeah.
so well, the following question. Let's go ahead and give an opportunity to Menu, right? So Menu, why do you think people prefer to travel abroad rather than in their own country?
From my viewpoint, I think the compared to India, India will give less remuneration compared to UK. Yeah, I worked as a staff nurse for 2 years, but I got only very little amount. But it is enough for me to live in India. Now I get more salary compared to now I am working as a caregiver, and also I get more salary. And also we can live in what we are like, with freedom. Yeah, in India we can't. We have some restrictions, and we need to follow that things. Yeah, we can
Uh-huh.
enjoy chill our life.
I see. I see. Alrighty, guys. So
I want to
yeah, yes,
answer
Mama.
these
Yes.
questions.
Go ahead, Mama.
You
Go ahead.
can.
Okay, thanks for giving me the opportunity. From my point of view, I think traveling new country is a new experience. Whenever you are trying to mix with different kinds of people, you will learn their culture, history, and obviously their own languages as well. So, but if you are traveling only your country, you don't have such kind of opportunity. So it's a thing, and also you will learn so many things while you're traveling abroad. For instance, if I travel only Bangladesh, I don't have so much opportunity to learn new culture or new languages. But if I go to India, there are almost 17 to 20 languages available there, so I can easily
You know
catch
one
up
thing, I
those
don't know
languages.
an Indian all languages. I know only few languages.
So I think it could be the plausible reasons for people to travel abroad rather than their own countries.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mammon. Thank you so much. Guys,
You're
now
welcome.
now I think that we have covered pretty much the questions in today's free talk accommodation. However, I do have more questions that I haven't asked either the Parsley, who was the first who arrived today. So the following question that I have for you guys is the following, and I would appreciate that perhaps Parsley go first, then we have Mammon, then we have Menu, then we have Bunty, and finally but not least we have Isaac, right? So the
Yes.
question is the following: in your opinion, right? In your opinion, do you have to be rich to enjoy traveling around the world? What do you think?
I think you can find ways to enjoy yourself around the world on a small budget, absolutely. But obviously, those with more means have the ability to do more. But that said, I'm not sure that those with the most means even really know how to experience, to the fullest what a location might have to offer. They might live an insular enough life with their means that they don't test themselves and push out into the reaches of a community or a culture to experience it fully.
Alrighty. Thank you, Parsley. What about you, Moment? What do you think?
Could you please repeat the questions again?
Sure and deep. In your opinion, do you have to be rich to enjoy traveling around the world?
Yes, I think so. Because traveling new country, you have to deal with lots of things, such as you have to think about your accommodation and other overhead cost there. In order to meet those cost, you must need to more money, else you can't manage yourself. In fact, you can't do any part-time work whenever you are going to travel to any work, so you must have some money by your own in order to travel new countries.
Alrighty. So we have so far 1-1. Parsley says that we do have to, we can go ahead and enjoy ourselves with low budget. And Momon says that we need to be rich. Okay, good. What do you think about that, Minu?
Definitely, we need money. Without money, we can't go. We can't travel new country because nowadays life is very expensive. We need to buy. We need to live somewhere, and we need to have food. So yeah, from
Oh, her call drops. Okay. So let's continue with Bonti. Bonti, what do you think about that question? What's your answer?
Yeah, I also agree with Minu and Mehboob, because whenever you lay the groundwork from you want to visit from one place to other place, at that time we have to taken care of many things, like we have to care about traveling, related issues, accommodation. Apart from that, lodging, fooding, and somewhere we need tourist guide. For all this purpose, we need sufficient money. So if we don't have money, then how can we manage to do so? And if you want to visit in the locality, you have at least some money. Although I saw many YouTuber, they are earning from YouTube, and they are visiting from one place to other place, or some company, tourist company, they basically sponsored them, and in that case it is possible. But more or less, whenever talking about the everyone, we everybody, because money matters. Ultimately money matters if you want to visit from one place to other place,
I
because this
see.
is directly linked to your previous question also, because you told that why many people not visiting their own place and want to visit abroad. If anybody have sufficient money, they want to visit abroad. If don't have, they visit inside in their territory.
That's great.
So
Thank you.
money
So
matters.
money matters.
Money
Yeah.
matters.
So we have 4 against 1. 4 against 1. Okay. So Isaac, what do you think?
In my personal opinion, uh, I truly believe that not to that you need to go to another country and enjoy with your family. You don't need to be rich for that. You only need to save money. I'm going to enjoy. I know, for example, my aunt and my uncle went to Costa Rica the last year before the pandemic. And they pass a really good time family, because my son my my uncle is in Costa Rica and my aunt is here in Nicaragua. And she saved money, and after of she saved that money, she went to Costa Rica to pass a really good time with her husband.
I see. Alrighty, Isaac. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody for your answer. And well, in my personal opinion, what actually I would have to say that it's gonna be depending on your business need or in your I'm sorry, your business needs. I'm thinking about all the thing. It's gonna be depending on your traveling needs. For example, it's not the same thing if you are married or you have a compromise and you have a family. For example, in my case, I'm a father of three, meaning that if I need to travel to another country or to another place, I need to think about also my children accommodation. Otherwise, it's gonna be, it's not gonna be really fun for me not having the things that my children need in order for their do the activities that they normally do, right? In a basics day life. We have, for example, the other type of people that they are actually giving themselves the opportunity to know the world under a budget, which is something that Perslik was saying previously, especially those young people that are coming from first world countries, that it's not about they have a lot of money, but the idea they have in mind is that they can save some money so they can afterwards travel to developing countries and at least live the experience of living $1 a day. The good thing about living in a third world country or a developing country is that if you make money from a first world country and you live in a third world, you are considered a rich guy, which is one of the I'm gonna be honest, this is my dream, right? To make money abroad, my country, but living in my country, because I know that life it's way much cheaper, right? That's the thing. That's my idea. So that's gonna be depending on your traveling needs. So that's the question, right? That's my answer. Alrighty, so we have the following question. We have two more questions, guys, because we are about to reach the hour, right? But I have two more questions, and one of the question is, what advice would you give to someone who's visiting your country for the first time? Please explain your answer. So we have Parleske.
Really good question. I don't know what I could say to prepare someone specifically enjoy Canada. I would
Okay.
say that Canada is probably a better choice than the U.S. for a lot of reasons.
Okay.
I even
Okay.
personally am not excited about going to the U.S. in the near future, just because of the
Okay.
turmoil, and it doesn't feel like a really safe place. And even certain countries have noted it as an unsafe place to travel. I can't
Yes,
remember
it's
which.
true. Yep.
Yeah, you've heard that too. Yeah, but Canada, it depends really on what your goals in travel are. But I would suggest that you explore some of the beauty, the landscape, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Just quickly, I'll tell you that as a truck driver, I drove through up to the Yukon Territory, which is the farthest northwest portion of Canada, very remote, um, uh, near the Arctic Circle, and I was able to drive on the highway amongst a herd of buffalo or bison. They're actually bison,
Mm-hmm.
but wild buffalo, just all migrating, and they're following the highway. And there I drove along with them. It was a pretty magical experience. But I would just say explore it. Look into the. There's just so much to explore. I don't even know.
Thanks for giving it a try. Alrighty, that sounds terrific. So people, when actually, right, if you plan to travel to Canada, all the activities that you can do, right? Especially there are a lot of activities that it's even for Postle, it's difficult to say which one it's gonna be, right? So then we have Maman, what do you think? What advice would you give to someone who's visiting your country for the first time?
Okay, I will first advise him or her about some natural, beautiful, and attractive place about our country, like Bandarban, Cox's Bazar, the longest sea beach in the world. And if anyone want to have some true natural beauty, I will definitely suggest the person to visit Sylhet and the tree garden, the most fascinating things in the country. And last but not the least, I will definitely tell him to be aware from lots of people, because he will find lots of dishonest and corrupted people over here. So it is necessary to be aware from such kind of folks here.
Wow, wow. Thanks. I think that
Okay.
in every part of the world, the same thing happens because here also we have those kind of people who would like to take advantage from you, right? Alrighty, let's move it on with Bounty. Bounty, so what advice would you give to someone who's visiting your country for the first time?
Okay, whatever the answer given by Mehboob, whatever the concern raised by him is very true in India also. Apart from that, I will say that please avoid to move in the night time in the very silent place. Otherwise, in the some, although everywhere is good, but at some place you will face some problem.
I
So
see.
you can move from one place to other place in the daytime, and you
But not
can
at night.
interact with the peoples. But in the night time, after 10 or 12, maybe you will meet some the ridiculous person.
I see.
And if you are a girl, then in that case, maybe some bad happen. So please advise to do it. But
All
in the
right.
daytime, there is no problem. Up to 10, it's fine.
Up to 10 p.m.
But
But
up to 10 p.m. it's fine.
but
But
10
10 to
p.m.
4,
10 p.m. is late already, don't you think?
yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. Good. Thank you, Bunty. Isaac, what do you think?
I will say that he needs to visit Leon. Leon is one of the most beautiful uh, cities here in Nicaragua. As you know, the streets are colonial because the Spanish conquer came to Leon, and Leon was the first capital of Nicaragua. Nestor, I think you are from Leon,
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
so you know that that is a beautiful city of
It
Nicaragua.
is. In fact, it is. Well, one of the advice to those people who would love to visit Nicaragua, it's number one to visit the volcanoes. It turns out that we have a chain of volcanoes, and we have from the smallest up to the tallest volcanoes in Nicaragua, obviously. And one of the volcanoes it remains active, but it's like sealed. It doesn't. I mean, from time to time it explodes. I think. Yeah, explodes. But pretty much what you can do at the volcano, it's volcano surfing. It's quite interesting. You only need to work like a 1 hour, just for you to reach the top of the volcano. Then you will have the opportunity either to slide yourself, or going back, by walking, right? Going down walking. But the sliding adventure, it's quite interesting. You can reach 20 kilometers per hour. That would be like I think it's 20 kilometers divided 2.2. It's like a 9. No. It's like a 10 miles or something like that. I think. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, it's quite interesting, right? So it's beautiful. And the good thing about living in countries like this is that, let's say, like in 2 hours, you can go, or you can have the opportunity to be either at the beach, right, or in a volcano, or if you love to, for example, to have cold weather, so you go just to the north, and then you'll find beautiful weathers as well. Me personally, I prefer cold, right? I prefer cold weather. So from time to time, I travel to the north to experience or to have that kind of fresh, brisk air through my body, right? Good. Guys, we have one more question and we're about to leave. But before we leave, right? So I think we have, let's say, Parsley. Let me tell you guys, he's from Canada. You already know this, but he is also running a program, and his program is about comedy. And perhaps he will love to tell you, or he would like to mention that when is going to be his first live show, and perhaps you want to go ahead and see it, because when it comes to comedy, when it comes to laugh, that's the best weapon against stress, right? So I think this is a great opportunity for you to tell us, Parsley, where to find you.
Well, December 22nd. It'll be at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm not sure exactly what that will mean for everyone involved. But basically, just think it is Santa Claus as you know him, but he kind of is going to go behind the scenes and tell you the real secrets. He's going to be salty. He's going to be a little bit rude, but
Okay.
it'll have a lot of heart. It's friendly. It's nice, but hopefully it'll be funny. We'll see.
That sounds
It'll be
great.
my first show.
It's gonna be.
I
your
have a
first show.
question, Parsley, for you.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Can general people participate on that program?
Yes, the idea is that people will call in and ask questions, and we'll have conversations.
Oh, that's nice. So how can we get the link of that program?
Just if you follow me, then when the show goes live, it will you'll get a notification for it.
There you go. That's true.
So in which platform I have to follow you?
Podbean,
It's
Podbean.
Podbean. Yep,
Podbean,
just right
yeah.
here. Yep. So if you just click on my picture and go to my profile and follow, then when it goes live, you'll be notified.
Yep.
Is it the
where-
same name as Radio Parles?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Great.
And thank you.
The
Your name
topic
again?
is about the. I think the topic is about the Santa Last Christmas, something like that.
It's about
Yeah,
Santa Claus. What happens? I think it's about what happens to Santa behind the curtains, meaning that all the bad things that happen to him, or the kind of presents that he is being requests for, either for adults or for children or youngs. I think it's like that, isn't it, Parsley? Maybe you can explain that.
Yeah, basically the idea is that he's survived on Coca-Cola licensing money, but there's so
All right.
there's so many fake Santas and so much marketing going on that basically he's obsolete. He doesn't even matter anymore. only
it's
22
true.
million kids
He
believe in
loves
him.
Coke.
So so he's basically running out of options, and he's going to just shut it down. And so he's going to go through that with everybody.
Oh, I see. Alrighty, good. Great. So the last question that I have for you guys, and we start with Parsley. What's the best accommodation you have ever stayed in?
Oh man, a beautiful home. We have bed.
Okay, so I think we lost Parsley. All right, so let's move it on with Mammon. Mammon, what has been the best
Yes.
accommodation you have ever stayed in?
Actually, I think it's my own house. It's the best accommodation because I'm pretty much familiar with such kind of accommodation since my childhood, and I feel how to be comfort here. And actually, I decorated all of things here according to my own choice. For instance, the pillow and bed sheet, and as well as my room, I decorated it according to my own choice. So I found it pretty much familiar and pretty much comfortable as well to stay in. Instant, whenever I go to other place, or I have to, whenever I go to other place to stay for a night, don't find it much comfortable compared to my own house.
I see. Thank you. Bounty?
I can say name of few, but I want to share one experience when I was visited one place in India, Manali, Himachal Pradesh. There I found a very good hotel at very cheap price, and because I went there in the off season, and due to this off season I get in only 1500 rupees I get a very fine at least 4-star hotel. At that time many of them room are vacant, and what the service they provided, it's amazing. And when my tours completed, although due to that season there are many difficulty I faced outside, but inside in the that hotel I find very good. So that's was the one of the my best experience inside a hotel. But in that period I unable to visit many places
I
because
see.
due to snowfall there are many roadblocks at that time there was. So
Alrighty.
I can't say that my that trip was my very good, but my accommodation was very good.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Thank you. Thank you, Bounty. And Isaac?
I remember that in one occasion, my father bought gift one day, 2 days in Crown Plaza. You know, Crown Plaza is a Nicaraguan hotel. You know that is a beautiful place, and I love to be here in that night because I knew a lot of people. You know, a lot of girl, and was so unpleasant. And I, you know, in that moment I was practicing English. And I knew people from Australian, I think, and another from USA, and I was talking with them. That was special, and they show me how to speak better.
Okay. Wow, that sounds interesting, huh? A private female teacher, huh? All right, good for you, man. Good for you.
What?
Alrighty. Yeah, you wanted to say something else?
No, no, no.
All
Well,
right,
I
sounds
think
great.
was an accident. Was an accident because they was
Alrighty.
there and I went there.
All right. Okay, that's great. So, guys, we have reached 1 hour. I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you, Mammon. Thank you, Bunty. Thank you, Isa. Thank you everybody that jump in today in our NICALINGUE radio podcast. The main idea is that you can have a place where you can practice your English speaking skills based on the IELTS speaking criteria. And I hopefully expect, guys, that I can see you, right? I can meet you the following Saturday, so we can continue developing different topics. Next Saturday topic is going to be about. Let me go ahead and check. I think it's going to be about. 1 second. So we have. We already covered books and films. We already covered today's accommodation. Yeah, next one is going to be about clothes and fashion, right? Clothes and fashion.
Clothes
All right,
and
everybody.
fashion. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a fascinating things. Thank you
Absolutely,
very
absolutely.
much.
Thank you, Bounty. Thank you, Maman. Thank you, everybody. Take it easy. God bless you, and see you soon. Bye-bye, guys.
Okay, bye bye.